Welcome to the second video of the series in which I share lessons that I learned from my PhD, and today's lesson is about asking for help. And I want to give sort of an introduction to this because it sort of makes sense that I was struggling so much with asking for help and why this isn't a good strategy and why you should do other things. You should definitely ask for help, and I sort of want to share my perspective on that with you and what might be some causes of why this happens and how we can do, all of us together, how we can do better. So the thing is that where I grew up and where I studied, there was this concept of you should figure it out alone. And of course, I see that happening more often than not, even from a very young age, right? Even when you are in primary school or in high school, there is this concept of it is much better if you figure it out on your own than if you ask for help. And sort of when you're very young, you adapt that opinion as absolute truth, and then you sort of start to value yourself based on how much help you are getting, whether it is some math problem that you don't know how to solve or something much more complex in your adult life that provides some struggle and that you keep struggling with. There is this misconception that if you figure it out on your own, then it is much more worth it, or your worth is much bigger, or whatever. So this of course has some generational and educational sources and reasons why it happens, but there is also this thing that happens for STEM professionals where I felt, even now when I'm working and coaching STEM professionals, I feel there is this belief that if you realize something on your own, or if you find a solution on your own, then you are much more intelligent, much more capable, and much more worth it, basically. And here is why this isn't the case, and why I think this is not a good strategy, especially if you're doing a PhD and you are in academia and you're just starting out, where everything is new and you don't really know how to move in this world. This is definitely not a good strategy, because at the end of the day, there is no award for the ones who figured it out on their own or by their own means. And the sooner you learn how to ask for help, the better it is, because you are already, if you think about it, you're already paying the price for not asking for help, which is frustration, and after frustration and so on. So you are already feeling that frustration and not being good enough. So the best way to come out of that is to actually ask for help. And now I'm sounding super smart because it feels okay, I have figured it out, but it took me nearly 30 years to accept that I am not worth less if I ask for help. Whether it is with writing my thesis, with writing a paper, with figuring out a part of code that I don't understand, giving me some idea for my mathematical model, or whatever it is that you're doing, asking for help is usually the best way to get straight to the point. And if you think about people who move fast in their careers and people who move quite at the pace that you would like to move, let's put it that way, those are the people who ask for help. Those are the people who ask for opportunities, and those are the people who actually usually get those opportunities as well. So if you are struggling with something, whether it is in your PhD currently, you are writing a paper, or you don't know how to write a proposal, or you don't know how to structure your thesis, or you don't even know how to structure your entire project and your supervisor isn't there, or your colleagues are not really helpful, I would really encourage you to seek out help somewhere else. Because people, contrary to a common belief, I would say that people are very open to helping you. And I felt it personally when I started to ask for help for some career advice, when I was sort of switching careers, or when I was struggling with some stuff. When you seek out for help, people are really usually going to help you. And that's great news, because actually it means that you have nothing to lose. The only thing that you have to lose is to become at peace with your own ego that is sort of giving you this false opinion that you are much more worth it if you are figuring out everything on your own. So the message for this video and lesson that I really would like you to take from this video is that when you are stuck, you should ask for help. There is no badge of honor or, I don't know, some award for the people who figure it out on their own. Eventually, you will, after all that frustration that comes with not knowing what to do next and not knowing how to proceed, after all of that frustration, usually you will eventually seek out for help. And I want to encourage you to do that as soon as possible, because actually, as I said, the only thing that we are believing and that I was believing up until a few years ago was that there is sort of this honorable thing when you figure it out on your own. But that really isn't the case. The only thing that you will actually achieve that way is to get more frustration, more feeling of being stuck and not knowing what to do, and actually more helplessness, I would say, because when you are spiraling in your own idea of, oh, I don't know how to do it, but I should know it, but I don't know it, and so on, you're basically just spiraling and losing time. So that would be the message and lesson that I learned from my PhD, which I'm happy that I learned. I would, of course, loved to have it learned a little bit earlier, but it is what it is. Having said that, I want to invite you to ask for help. If you are struggling with writing your thesis, if you are struggling to writing your article, if you're struggling with any of those things, bringing structure to your project, I am here to help you. If you're interested in this kind of help, I would be more than happy to help you. I will leave a link down below in the description where you can schedule a completely free coaching call where we can sort of bring some structure to that noisy project, proposal, thesis, or whatever it is that you are currently working on. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found this lesson useful, and as always, see you in the next few days with another video. Bye bye.